Welcome back again to another video. I am Real Talk, your go-to destination for real, honest, and no BS dating site review. Here I give you all of the facts, I give you all of the information, and I tell you everything you need to know and how these dating site really works. I will also give you tips and suggestions. So if you have any questions about a particular dating site or you need help, always reach out to me. I always respond. My ultimate goal is to save you time and, more importantly, to save you from wasting a lot of money. Most of these dating sites are absolute junk, so be sure to watch my review if you are interested in learning about any of these dating sites that you see here listed. In this review, I will talk about two more dating sites, and they are LaughLoves and YouMeTalks. Once again, I grouped two dating sites together. That is because they work exactly the same. So it is more convenient just to do one video because, like I just said, both of these dating sites are identical. So with that said, let's just get right down to the details. Here we are inside of my LaughLoves account, and this here is YouMeTalks account. And as I toggle back and forth, you can see that the site is identical, and so are all of the features and credit system. And I will talk about a lot more of these features in the upcoming section. It is also run by the same company. So there is nothing unique about any of these sites, nothing special about them. In terms of members on here, it is a mix. There are Europeans, there are Americans, there are some Latin, and there are Asian. So something for everyone. Now, the first thing that you should do after you sign up for your free account is you need to complete your profile. And just keep this in mind, whichever site I am showing, it is applicable to the other site as well. Now, for this example, I just created an account just to show you this step. Obviously, this is not me. I just created an account, like I said, just to walk you through the profile process. But anyway, this is what your profile would look like, and that is true for all of the members on here. You should fill in your bio. There's an about section, what you are looking for, and there's also a little story. So this is where you can write things about yourself. I always say, or I always recommend writing 3 to 4 short, concise sentences about who you are and what you are about and what you are looking for. Then at the bottom, you can add additional pictures or posts into your profile. Be sure to include a good profile picture of yourself, so a nice headshot, and then a full body shot, and 3 to 4 more pictures that you find interesting. So once again, complete your profile as much as you can. That is more information for other members to know about who you are. And while I am in here, let me just show you the various settings that you can adjust. So this is in your settings section. You can certainly change your email password. You can add a phone number. I don't recommend this at all. There are sound settings that you can turn on and off. Same thing for email notification. They have a setting for blur out potentially sensitive content. This is it doesn't really work, but you can turn it on and off if you want to. They have this DSR section. You can read all about it. Content that you want removed. So if you see a picture that you don't like, you can certainly request to remove that. You can delete your account here at the bottom, or you can just deactivate your account. Deactivation just means putting your account on hold, but it will save all of your information. They have this section called icebreakers, and icebreakers is what it sounds like. If you don't know where to start or what to say, you can always use an icebreaker that they recommend. And then there's also your payment section, and I will discuss payment and specifically credits in the upcoming section. And also, you should log out when you are no longer online. So these are the various settings that you can turn on and off and various features that you can use. Okay, so let me go through all of the features on here one by one. So obviously this here is your main screen, and it is where you can certainly navigate everything. Profiles. So all means everyone that is available or all of the members. This here is just who is ever online and anyone that you are following. So self-explanatory. Newsfeed. So newsfeed are basically just posts. You can come down here, look through all the news feeds. You can comment on pictures. You can follow people. You can send them a like or just send them a message. That is essentially newsfeed. Messages. All of your messages will show up here. Mail. All of your mail will show up here as well. And I will talk about this in more detail in the upcoming section. Search. Well, there are many ways that you can search and filter. You can search by country. They do list a lot of countries, but you won't find all of the people for every country, but there are a lot to choose from. You can search by age and what you are looking for. People. People are just people that the site may recommend as a public shout out or a focus. This similar to newsfeed, so you can certainly come here and obviously scroll through various people and reach out to them if you want to. Credit. This is a credit-based dating site, and I will talk about credits in great detail in the upcoming section as well. So essentially, that is all of the main features on LaughLove's, and once again, it is also applicable to You and Me Talks. Free features. What can you do on here that is free, that doesn't cost any money or credits? Well, essentially, not a whole lot. You can browse profiles. You can browse as many profiles as you want. That is free to do so. So, for example, I'm just going to pick on Sophia here. She's not online, which is good. But you can certainly look through an individual profile, and it is basically the same as your profile. You can look through their public photos that they may have posted. So anything that is publicly posted, you can look through their photos. And while you are in their profile, you can certainly hit a like, a wink, and a follow. You can come down here and read all about them. And then also look through any public posts that they may have. And every profile will have this gift section. And I will talk more about gift in the upcoming section as well. Messages. You can always read your messages for free. So all of your messages will show up here. I am not in this site at all, which is why I don't have any. Mail. You could always read your mail for free. It says free reading. This is your first mail. Every other mail after that is going to cost you money. I already covered search, and I already covered people. And then there's also credits. And once again, I will extensively talk about credits also. So essentially, that is all you can do on here for free. Not a whole lot. Everything else will cost you money in the form of credits. So let's go to that section. Okay, credits. Why do you need credits? Well, I already went through what you can do for free on here, which is not a whole lot. But you need credits to respond to mail, message in chats, reply with stickers, view private content, share media, and send any type of virtual gift. And I will also talk about a gift in the upcoming section as well. And I will come back to the cost of credits in the next section also. But let me talk about pricing and how credits are used. Chat. On here, just to chat costs you 2 credits per minute. That's right. Chatting is 2 credits per minute. Stickers in chat. It's 5 credits. Sending photos in a chat is 10 credits. That is the same for audio. Videos and posts are 50 credits each. So videos and posts are the 2 most expensive options on both of these dating sites. Be very careful how you are utilizing videos and posts. It will use up your credits extremely fast. Mail. This is how mail works. Sending a letter to one member. Your first letter in a thread is 10 credits. Each letter after that is 30 credits. So for example, if you were to receive a letter from one particular person. Your first letter is 10. Every letter after that is 30 credits. So mail gets more expensive the more you use it. And that is the same for opening letter in your mail. You can open your first letter in a thread that is free. Each letter after that is 10 credits to open and read. You can send many photos inside a mail free of charge. That is one good thing. Opening photos in your mail. So first photo in a thread is free. Each following costs 10 credits. And opening any video in your mail is 50 credits. Once again, video is extremely expensive. And they have other features on here. So opening a video in your profile is 50 credits. Some profile will have video of themselves that will cost you 50 credits. Virtual gift, you can see that in the gift catalog, and I will show you that. And then they may have some unique gifts that will only cost you 1 credit. So essentially, this is all of the cost for chat, mail, and other feature. Let me quickly talk about sending a gift because I mentioned it a few times. This is good to point out, and every profile will have an option of sending a gift. And these are virtual gifts. It is not real. Once again, pretty much every profile will have the same list of gifts. So you can see what these gifts are by selecting choose a virtual gift. Once again, it is pretty much the same across all profiles. And gifts may vary from month to month, season to season, depending on the time of year or local traditions or local events. But essentially, we are in the spring, so these are the typical gifts that you will find this time of year. And once again, it may differ depending on the country that you are in. So once again, these are virtual gifts. Virtual meaning fake. None of these gifts are real. But as you can see, there are a lot to choose from. Let me scroll back up. So now they have this Vineyard Fest. There's some popular gifts. There are flowers, any type of special gifts. There are hobby, postcards, and anything that is animated. So a lot to pick from, but let me point this out. Even though these are fake, what is not fake is the actual money that you will pay. So you may think you are doing something nice by sending a virtual gift. For example, you want to send I heart you or I love you. That costs you 289 credits. Well, the person that's receiving it gets nothing for it, just a picture of I heart you, and it may be symbolic to you or a nice gesture, but it costs you 289 credits, which in reality is probably, $50 to $60 or 50, 60 of your own credit, and the other person gets nothing, just a picture. So to me, these virtual gifts, it is an absolute waste of time. It is an absolute waste of real money. I certainly don't recommend sending any of these silly fake gifts. It is just a way for the site to make money. And once again, the other person gets nothing tangible, just a picture. So just keep that in mind. To me, this is an absolute waste of time. And I also talk about sending gifts in this video right here. So if you want a more breakdown of how gift works and why it is a bad idea, especially for you guys, you can watch this video. I will also leave a link as well. So essentially that is how gifts work. Virtual gift, they are fake. I honestly don't recommend you sending them at all. Okay, so let me come back to credits and the credit packages that is available on here. Typically, there are 5 packages, and let me show you that to you. This is the most common that I see across over 100 dating sites that I have reviewed. This is very typical, but recently I've noticed they are changing the credit options on here. They are offering only 3. And generally, if you are a new account, they may offer you a free complimentary 20 credits just to get you going. And any purchase credits will show up right here. So for example, let me click on get credits. So if you are a new member, they are offering a decent package overall, 150 credits for $20. This is pretty good for a new member. It is pretty good just to get you going and to get you started on the site and figure things out. So overall, pretty good option to start out with. And let me show you on LaughLove once again, just to show you that it is exactly the same. And as you can see, they are offering essentially the same credit package as a new member. Now, let me show you the typical packages that is available if you are not a new member. You can find that right here. So as you can see, there are three packages that you can find. The smallest is 20 credits for $10. There is 65 credits for $32. And the regular rate for 150 credits, as you can see, it is $75. So only three options to choose from, not the typical five that I have seen for a very long time. And while I am in here, let me point this out, and that is 150 credits. How long does it last? How long will 150 credit get you? I promise you this, it won't last as long as you think. It will not last you 1 month. It will not last you 2 weeks. It won't even last you 1 week. It won't even last you 1 day. And here's why. Keep this in mind. You are being charged 2 credits per minute to just chat. That's 2 credits per minute to just chat. 150 credits, well, that is 120, that's a little over an hour. So look at it this way. 2 credits per minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour. That is 120 credits. So you get a little over 1 hour of just chat time. And that is if you were to chat and chat only. If you were to factor in photos and audio, well, that's going to eat up your credits very quickly. And I mentioned this already. Videos and posts are very expensive. That is 50 credits each. So essentially, you can either do 3 videos or 3 posts. That right there is 150 credits. So you can essentially use 150 credits, spend $7,500 in a matter of a few minutes if you are not careful. So once again, video and posts are extremely expensive. But letters are also expensive. Generally, it is 30 credits after the first one. So if you are chatting, you are using credits. If you are using photos, you are using credits. If you were to just use letters and letters only, you can theoretically send 5 letters. That right there is 150 credits. So as you can see, if you were to utilize all of these features or any combination of these features, your 150 credits or $75 can quickly disappear. Next thing that you know, $75 is gone. You are still chatting with someone. You don't want to stop. If you do not pay attention to how you are utilizing all of this feature and you are just chatting with a bunch of people, you can spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars very quickly. So pay attention to how you are using your credits and how you are spending money. Because like I said, your money will not last you as long. It won't even last you 1 day. And just as I already shown you, it might last you just a little over 1 hour. Okay, so this here is an important section. So be sure to watch this section all the way through. And that's for especially you guys. And that is, can members on here exchange contact? Are we free to exchange emails and phone number? Well, the short answer is no and yes. Let me start with the no. So for example, if you were to chat with someone, and I do have one chat here, let's say I were to put my email and phone number in this chat box and try to send it. Well, more than likely, your email and phone number will be scrubbed out. It will be nothing but asterisk or just blurred out. She or he may not see it at all. So doing inside a chat box will not work either. Let's say I were to try inside a letter. I put my email and phone number in a letter, and I try to send that letter. Once again, your email or phone number will be scrubbed out. It will be blocked. And sometimes that letter may not be sent. So that happens quite often. So you can't do it inside a letter either. Let's say you want to get creative. For example, let's say you have a photo, and inside your photo you put your email and phone number. And you were to attach this photo inside a letter and try to send that photo. Well, more than likely, your photo may not be received. And if it is received, your email and phone number will be scrubbed out. That is also true if you were to try to attach that photo inside a chat box. Once again, you try to send it, that photo or your contact will be scrubbed out and it is blocked. So essentially, these dating sites has done an amazing job to block and prevent you from exchanging contact at all. Now, the dating site does allow members to exchange contact on here, and it will require you to spend a decent amount of credits. So let me walk you through that particular process. So essentially, this is how it works. You will have to spend 5,000 credits. And here I copy and paste the details on here, but this is just to show you there is a whole process to it. But essentially, let me summarize what that process is in a shorter document. So generally, this is the most common across most of these dating sites. Here's what you need to do. You need to pay 5,000 credits. And that's 5,000 credits in a combination of chatting, talking, photos, videos, whatever the case may be, on using the dating site. And 5,000 credit, it's roughly $1,200 to $1,400, depending on the site. Generally, it is $1,200. So essentially, you will have to spend at least $1,200 or $1,400 per member in chatting before you can request to exchange their contact. So this is a steep price to pay for a particular phone number. On top of that, you are required to upload a specific documents. It could be a driver's license, a passport, and fill out additional form about yourself and give out more personal details. To me, this is a security risk to your information. You are giving a lot of personal information to a dating site you know nothing about. And then also number three, depending on the site, you may be required to chat with a member for 15 days before you apply to get her or his contact. That is not the case for LaughLove or You and Me Talk, but essentially those other details are true. So that is how the dating sites want you to use to exchange contact. Basically, you will have to spend roughly $1,200. That is a lot of money. I certainly do not recommend this at all. So what can you do? What are your options? If you don't want to spend $1,200, and I certainly wouldn't, but you still want to try and exchange your contact with someone on a particular site, what are ideas and tips or suggestions that you can try? Well, here's what you can do. Come into my channel right here and send me a private message. This is my email, realtalkdatingsitereview@gmail.com. Send me a private message. Tell me what dating site you are using, and I will certainly respond back to you with a handful of ideas, tips, and suggestions that you can try on LaughLove or You and Me Talk, or most of these dating sites that you see here in my channel. They all work the same way. A lot of these tips and suggestions I have used, and they do work if you do it correctly. So once again, just send me a private message and I will certainly respond back with some ideas and suggestions. And finally, before I go, would I recommend LaughLove or You and Me Talks? Well, first of all, these sites are the same. So if you have to pick one, just pick any one of them. There's no different. However, no, I do not recommend any of this dating site. And let me give you 3 reasons why it should be apparent to you. Number one is the cost. It is just too expensive, right? You are charged literally for everything. Chat is 2 credits per minute. Posts and videos are very expensive. And your credits will not last very long. I already gave you the example of 150 credits that can last you just a couple of minutes if you were to use videos and posts. Secondly, that has to do with exchange of contact information. You can't do it in a chat. You can't do it in a letter. And if you were to do it the way the website wants you to do it, you will have to pay $1,200 minimum, provide important documents about yourself. So it is just a big expense and overall just a big hassle. So that is not good either. And then finally, for the amount of money that you are spending, there are a boatload or a lot better dating sites that you can use, especially if you are using a credit-based dating site. I reviewed well over 100 dating sites, so I have a pretty good idea what dating site is good and which ones to avoid. So if you want some suggestion on good dating sites to use, just send me a message and I will certainly respond back with some good options for you. So there you have it, a rundown of LaughLove and You and Me Talks. I have given you everything you need to know on how both of these dating sites works. I hope you have learned a lot of good information. So with that said, I do wish you good luck on your dating journey, and I will see you in the next one.